Welcome back. It is the end of the line, Election Day 2022. President Biden gave his midterm prediction last night. Watch.
How do you feel about tomorrow, sir?
Well, I'm optimistic, and I'm always optimistic.
The Democrats win the House?
I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can. I think we'll win the Senate. I think the House is tougher.
What do you think awaits you if it is a Republican-controlled Congress?
What do I think what?
Awaits you. What's your new reality going to be like in Washington?
More difficult.
More difficult. Joining me right now is New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, House Republican Conference Chair and House Armed Services Committee member. Elise Stefanik is here. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Do you agree with what you just heard from the president? Things will be more difficult for Joe Biden if the Republicans win majorities in both houses.
Well, certainly House Republicans are committed to making sure that we save America, that we address the reckless trillions of dollars of spending that have fueled the largest inflation crisis in my lifetime. We will secure the border and hold Joe Biden accountable for his abysmal failure when it comes to our southern border. We will stand up proudly for law enforcement and push back against Joe Biden and the far-left Democrats' party embrace of the defund the police policies and rhetoric. And we will stand up for our Constitution, but it's up to the American people, and I will tell you, Maria, we need to deliver a red tsunami today. Everyone needs to get out to vote.
Well, it's true that people are more energized than ever in terms of coming out because they have felt personally these policies and their destructive outcomes. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is brushing off the whole rising crime situation, claiming that her Republican opponent, Lee Zeldin, is overplaying the issue. Here's Kathy Hochul. Watch this.
He has been hyperventilating, trying to scare people for months. And New Yorkers are onto it. All the legitimate media organizations have called him out for what he is doing, fear-mongering.
She still has yet to admit the dire situation New Yorkers face. We're afraid to go on the subway. We don't want to go into Walgreens or CVS or any other store because everything's on lockdown. Total crime in New York up better than 29% year over year. Transit crime up better than 40% year over year. Congresswoman, your reaction and what can the Republicans do to reverse this trend?
Well, first of all, the only person hyperventilating is Kathy Hochul, whose polling has consistently fallen further and further. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to win back New York State, and Lee Zeldin has been correctly focusing on the issues that matter to New Yorkers. The crime crisis is real in this state. You cannot open the paper in any city in New York State and not see articles about horrific crimes, loss of life. And today's Democrat Party in New York State has caused this crime crisis. They cut funding for the NYPD, and they rushed through failed bail reform. So you have a revolving door of criminals being released into the streets over and over and over again. That's why Lee Zeldin has the momentum and energy behind his campaign, because he's going to win votes, not just from Republican voters, but importantly, independent voters and Democrat voters as well. And with Lee Zeldin at the top of the ticket, we have an opportunity to win back the House majority just in New York State alone with flipping those seats. I think, Maria, fundamentally, Democrats from Joe Biden down to House candidates, they've refused to talk about the issues that matter to the American people, which is why they're going to face a walloping today when it comes to this red wave that the American people are about to deliver.
Well, I think you make a great point, and Jerry Baker wrote this in the Journal a couple of weeks ago. He wrote an op-ed that the Democrats are living on the denial bank. They just deny what's really going on. Joe Biden, eating his ice cream cone the other day, says the economy is in great shape. Meanwhile, you know, it's costing us more and more for the regular, everyday essentials that we need. So what is your plan to turn it around? You have come out, you, Kevin McCarthy, and the other leadership of the GOP with the commitment to America. What does the party want to see right off the bat in terms of 2023? What are the priorities first?
Well, first of all, when I became House Republican Conference Chair, my focus was we're going to talk about the issues that matter to the American people. And whether it's inflation, crime, border, immigration, House Republicans are polling ahead of Democrats because we've been disciplined, and importantly, we're listening to the American people. We also unveiled our commitment to America, which is our agenda that we hope to accomplish when we earn back the House. Number one is an economy that's strong. So reining in the reckless spending, bringing our budget back to balance and fiscal responsibility to stop the historic inflation, unleashing American energy independence so we can bring down the price of gas, the price of utilities, the price of diesel and home heating oil. In addition, a nation that's safe. That starts with securing the border, but it also means supporting our law enforcement, which is why you're seeing Republicans earn the endorsement of law enforcement supporters across this country. Standing up for the Constitution, a future that's based upon freedom. We will pass a Parents' Bill of Rights when it comes to parents' role in their kids' education. We will also proudly stand up for the Constitution each and every day. And lastly, a government that's accountable. This country is based upon we, the people, and Democrats' single-party rule has forgotten that. That is our commitment to America, and we intend to accomplish it for the American people.
That all sounds terrific. Joe Concha, jump in.
Congresswoman, I'm curious, why were Democrats, in your opinion, so late to the game when it came to talking about inflation and crime, education that you just mentioned, the border? Is it because they rely on other cable news networks that only talked about January 6th and Donald Trump and the end of democracy as we know it and taking their cues from there? Or are they just so insulated in their bubbles in Washington, D.C. that they just weren't speaking to voters in terms of what concerned them most? It just seemed like they were completely tone deaf until they realized it may be too late.
Well, Democrats have been tone deaf because they've refused to listen to the American people. Who can forget that this White House famously said inflation is a high-class problem? They also didn't even want to admit inflation actually existed. You go to any part of this country, any part in my district, that's the number one issue. And House Republicans smartly listened to the American people, and we talked about the issues that matter to them, and we also presented solutions and results that we intend to accomplish. Democrats have been tone deaf, so has the mainstream media. But the good news is the voters in this country are smarter than the mainstream biased media, which is why the voters and the American people are going to save this country. And it's why we have states like New York, Oregon, Washington State, where we have an opportunity to have once-in-a-generation Republican wins.
Yeah, it's great points all around. Real quick before you go, Congressman, are we going to know all the results tonight? You know, Joe Biden and his press secretary are trying to get everybody ready for days and weeks on end to figure out where the numbers go.
We're going to know these results tonight, and we are seeing historic turnout, I will tell you, in my district in upstate New York, and that bodes very well for statewide tickets like Lee Zeldin. We are seeing Democrats underperform consistently when it comes to early vote numbers, but I expect results tonight. I expect results when it comes to winning back the House as well as the U.S. Senate and our gubernatorial races.
All right, right on. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks so much. Elise Stefanik, we will be watching and covering it. Good to see you there.